Welcome back, Kiss Army, to another episode of We Are One.
Hey, what's going on, Kiss Army? Welcome back to another episode of We Are One, where we have another opportunity to shout it out loud. Today we're going to be taking a look at a comment that Simmons has recently made about the first founding four KISS members of Ace, Paul, Gene, and Peter. Gene appeared on the Adam Carolla show and said not everybody has the DNA to run a marathon. We're going to be taking a look at this excerpt transcribed from blabbermouth.net. So Gene recently made an appearance on the Adam Carolla show, which is a podcast, and discussed how some of his fellow successful musicians are just not appreciative of what they have. He said this: "It's not fair to point a finger, because everybody's got their own dynamics with life and living experiences. But anybody who is lucky enough on the face of a planet of 7.5 billion people to have more money than you could ever spend in your life, have more chicks run after you that you don't deserve because you're not that good looking, I'm talking about myself, glory, fame, all that stuff. I don't have to do a thing, and people will give me free stuff. Where were they when I couldn't afford to go on a bus? Then you wouldn't see how blessed you are is delusional. It's criminal, because there are millions of people who would kiss the ground you walk on just to be given this opportunity and chance. So for instance, we have Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer, both guitarist and drummer in KISS, who've been with us for 20 years. We've been around almost half a century, and we are quitting very soon. But Tommy and Eric show up on time, they're appreciative, they're professional, no drugs, no booze, nothing. And I can't say the same thing about, I always want to shut my mouth, Ace, who I love to this day, and Peter. They were every bit as important as Paul and I in forming the band, but not everybody has the DNA to run a marathon. Some people are shooting stars, they look great for a short time, and then bye-bye." Adam Carolla asked about why he thinks so many people engage in such seemingly professional self-destructive behaviors, to which Gene replied this: "I believe a lot of it has to do with insecurities, self-esteem, issues, and a survival method. It's like mom likes you best. It's just like, who cares? So mom likes that one better. You'll still get fed just as much food, and you'll go to the same college and all that stuff. No, mom likes you best. So you're always in competition. We have 4 dogs, my wife Shannon and I, and we put some food down and they'll kill each other to get to the food. And yet when the other dogs aren't around, they act like I'm not hungry right now. It's just because there are other ones. At the end of the day, we're all still animals. We've not evolved. When you really think about it, what are we complaining about? You're never always going to be the center of attention. Not everybody likes that either. You need somebody to slap you and say, get over it. But why do people do that? Even without drugs and alcohol, I see bad decisions all the time. I've made a few, and so has everybody. But when you continue to make lots of bad decisions, there will be hell to pay. And that's not hairpiece that anybody wears." So that is what Gene currently had to say about the latest round of taking a jab at Peter and Ace. However, it seems to me that Gene is more or less talking about the original lineup from the 70s as opposed to their insecurities or whatever he was alluding to now. It looks like both of Ace and Peter have clearly handled everything that they had dealt with in the past, but I think it's safe to say that whenever Gene talks about this, he's really just talking about the original lineup and probably the reunion era, and not personally attacking them now. But let me know how you guys interpreted that with the comment section down below. Talk to me, and remember, God gave rock and roll to you, and God bless you.